All right, so this one's for my mom and her friends because they've been asking for some workouts that were less transitional, less up and down on the mat. I like to call this active aging. This is for people that are like 60 and above, or if you're someone that just has a hard time coming up and off the mat or up and down or transitioning between exercises so quickly. If you want something that's a little bit more level, so we're gonna be on the chair and we're gonna be standing. We're not going down to the mat today. We're gonna still work hard though. You're still gonna work at lengthening the spine. You're still gonna work core power, but we're gonna work a lot of balance. We're gonna work on your confidence with your balance. We're gonna work deep core strength and flexibility. You ready to join me? Let's do this. Grab your chair and we'll get going. Have a seat on your chair. So let's just sit back for a second, okay? Just notice modern chairs these days have a tendency to kind of push us forward and round us forward, okay? So we want to resist that. So I want you to take yourself all the way to the front of your chair. And notice what that did in your low back. It should have sort of lightened it a little bit where you don't feel as much tension. So walk your feet forward so your feet are flat on the floor. You should be able to kind of hang out there without any tension. All right, that's kind of what we want. We're gonna be here for a little bit. Let's talk alignment. My goal for you in this workout is to lengthen your spine. That's the kind of the priority of every single thing that we're gonna do today. As you anchor your butt bones, you might need to move some flesh to kind of feel those sit bones down there on the chair. Place your hands right on your hip bone and just feel yourself anchoring the pelvis. Now take one hand on your belly, one hand on your low back. And then just hinge your body forward and try to do that without flexing that back. So you'll notice, did you change the shape of anything in that low back? So come back and just hinge. All right, and it should kind of stay the same angle. So hold right there. And now we're gonna take our hands onto our thighs. And I want you to just roll your shoulders back a few times, just feeling that mobility. And then just allow the shoulders to settle back and down. So a little roll down. Now draw your ribs into your spine. And at the same time, as you draw them in, try to lift your ribs off your pelvis. Okay? And you want to do that without lifting the shoulders with it, so the whole unit doesn't lift. It's just the sensation of those ribs lifting off your pelvis as you keep your shoulders pulled down. You can physically try to lift as you hinge forward. You might move some flesh with it, that's all right. Lift shoulders down, now let go there. You should be engaged but not feeling any tension. Now as we're here, take your hands right kind of where the skull meets your neck, and then take your thumbs onto your lower chin and just pull your head up away from your shoulders. Don't do it too roughly, just enough where you feel the sensation of what it feels like to lengthen the neck away from the shoulders. All right, so now we're keeping that sensation as we roll our shoulders back. Take an inhale deep into your lungs. Exhale out through your mouth like pursed lips. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Get space in that rib cage, like 360 degree space. All right, one more time. Inhale, really open the ribs out to the sides, open them front to back. Get that air in there and then exhale it out. Shoulders back, ribs off pelvis, neck long. Good. All right, so from here, you're gonna take one hand on top of the other. You're gonna rest your forehead on your hands. All right, and we still have this pitch forward. We don't want to sit on top of the sitting bones. So try that right now. What does it feel like when you sit upright on top of the sitting bones? Did you feel yourself sort of flex into your low back? We have a tendency when we sit that we sit like this, and it's putting all this pressure into our low back, and I want you to get length. So if you're doing this over a while and it's feeling like maybe it's gripping too much or you're feeling strained, come off of it and then come back into it, because I'm really working a stretch here. So keep that pitch forward, all right? And you're gonna take your hands on top of one another, rest your forehead on your hands. So right here, I want you to roll your shoulders back and then keep your elbows out wide and then hand on hand glued to each other. So nothing's gonna change into our lower back. Our upper back, we're gonna try to open. So I'm gonna try to open my ribs forward. As I open my ribs forward, I'm keeping my belly into my spine. Inhale here. Exhale, return back to that pitch. 2 more like this. Inhale as you open, elbows wide. Open the ribs, press your heart forward. Exhale, center. 1 more time. Inhale, open. Good. And exhale it to center. From here, I just want you to take it over to one side, little side bend, rib to hip, and come back up. Other way, side bend. And I'm trying to open my ribs on that side, almost like you're pushing your ribs to that side. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more times. 3. 2. Now your shoulders and arms are getting a work here. Good. And now we're going to rotate. Keep that length. We're just rotating the chest over. Open the chest to the other side. Good. And if your arms get too tired, you can cross your heart. Okay, you can always do it here. And if you want a little extra challenge, you can take the hands behind the head. We tend to push on our neck when we do that. So only do that if you have a lot of shoulder flexibility. Let's play with that a little bit. Stretch your arms forward, shoulders down. You have a pitch forward like you're flying through the air, okay? Now try to take one hand on top of the other. Can you rest it behind your head without flexing your head forward? So open your heart. Take a nice deep inhale. Pressure of that head into the hands. Now keep yourself exactly where you are. Stretch your arms long. Let's lower the arms, roll the shoulders back. Try it again. Pitch those arms forward. And then one hand on top of the other. It's almost like you're shaving behind your head, but we're not trying to move our spine. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch those arms. Lower them down. 1 more time. And fan those arms up. Hand on hand. And then really try to pull the hands behind your head. Good, stay right there, and let's open our heart more on an inhale. Exhale, reach the arms up, lower them down, and let's just let our body flex over our thighs. Just let it release a little here. Good, and then stacking it up through the spine, 1 bone at a time. Beautiful. So from here, I want you to give me a little marching. So I want you to take one knee up. As you come up, can you engage that belly and keep your pitch forward? Lower down. Other side. Lift that knee and down. So let's march side to side, and I want you to really feel your belly engage and your spine stay long. Good. 1 more. Just kind of engaging those muscles. Beautiful. And then take those legs wide. They have a little bit of a turnout, and then it has a nice place for your pelvis to just settle right in between those inner thighs. My booty, my butt bones are going sort of back. All right, so place pressure on your feet. Let your knees line up with your second and third toes. And as we go over, I want you to lean a little bit, press those thighs wide. Good, and let's just look over one shoulder as you just twist a little. Come to center, twist the other way. Good, and come to center. So we're pitched forward. Good, and then I want you to take your hands off your thighs for a second and just feel this length. Push into your palms, roll those shoulders back, and just lengthen. Beautiful. We're going to take our hands back on our thighs. Now we're going to put a little pressure into our legs, and we're going to keep our booty back behind us. Keep it back behind you. Good. So your pelvis is still settled in between those thighs. Nothing changed in the angle of your spine. We press it back. Okay? So I want you to try a few of these. We hinge forward, thighs wide. Our pelvis settles right in between those inner thighs. Take an inhale. Exhale, push into your legs, your abs, and hold. Good. And then bring that pelvis back and settle it back down on that chair. The key is hold your back here. Hinge. Make sure the back doesn't change its shape. It doesn't tense up. Good. Find that chair. Don't miss it just like I did. Good. So keep just practicing. Finding that alignment without tensing anything into that low and upper back. Okay, we have 2 more. You ready? 1 more? And settle it down. Good. Now slide your body back. Bring your legs more at sort of a parallel position, all right? And we're gonna come up this time, lean and lift and come all the way up. Good, so now I'm in a parallel position and I'm gonna try to go down now, but now the pelvis it's not gonna settle so much in the thighs like before, okay? So I want you to stand up, okay? Your hands are gonna be on your thighs. And all you're gonna do is bend your knees and I want you to hinge those hips back, all right? Just like you're about to go down towards that chair. Nothing changed in the angle of your spine. And then we come right back up. Again, take it down, inhale, like you're aiming for that chair, and then we come right back up. Good, inhale. Exhale, look down at your toes and your knees and make sure your knees are lined up with your second and third toe. It's okay if those knees shoot forward, just keep them aligned with the toes. So make whatever adjustments you need to make. You have 3 more. 3. And push. And 2. And up. Now we're going to go 1 more. We're going to try to go down to our chair, okay? So we're going to find our hip hinge, and then we're going to continue. So make sure that chair is behind you. Continue, 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 right into that pelvic tilt that we had before. And then we come right back up. Good. All right, we bend, hinge, find the edge of your chair, and press back up. So all I'm doing is hinging at the hip, bending at the knee. I tap my sit bones, I come back up. Find your groove. Nothing changes in the shape of that spine. It's nice and relaxed. Although our abs are engaged, we're not bracing anything, we're not tensing anything. We got 2 more. Sorry for my noise as I go down on that chair. It's squeaky. 1 more. Good, and now we're gonna come all the way up and stand up. Beautiful. All right, so now I'm gonna turn my chair the other way so that I have the backing, okay? And so let's work our booty a little bit. So we're gonna bend both knees. We're gonna hold our chair. Whatever length of chair you have, just hold it for a little balance. Nothing changes in the shape of our spine. So as I bend my knees, my pelvis is pitched forward like it was on the chair. My ribs are pulled in. They're stretching off my pelvis. My shoulders are rolled back. That's never gonna change. And then my neck is long. All right, so maintain this posture as you bend your knees. We're just gonna send one leg back and bring it back in, and then the other leg back. So it's almost like I'm pushing my heel back to the opposite side of the wall. And it's like a little booty kickback. But I'm trying not to sink into my opposite side. I'm trying to keep my upper body really strong so I don't start collapsing and changing the shape of anything. All right, it's all about maintaining that strong shape of your spine. Press, good. So keep alternating here. And just feel what your body needs to do as it shifts sides. 4 more. 2 more. Let's keep this one up. I've got my left leg up. All right, I'm trying not to sink into my right side. And then little kickbacks, pulsing it. Stabilize those shoulders, ribs in, neck long. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to pull the knee in. I'm going to press it back. Pull in and press. So guess what? Your standing leg is getting some work, right? That's the goal. Keep the knee lined up with those middle toes of that bottom knee. And it's got to bend to it. We got 5 more. 5. Strong shoulders to support that upper back. 2 more. Good. Hold it back. And now stay right here. We're just going to bend that bottom knee a little bit and then press it back up. It's not going to straighten, just little pulses. Oh, hello. Now look down and make sure that knee is lined up with those middle toes. That's super important. 4 and 3. Doing great. 2, 1, and then just lift that knee up. Hold right there. Try to lift one arm off, and see if you can balance. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Good. Settle it back down. Kick it back again. Good. So now we're a little tired. We've been working a bit. Anytime you need a break, please take a break. Good. 3, 2. Now I have my right back. I'm going to keep it back there and just little pulsing. Again, line up the knee with those middle toes. Try not to sink into this hip. Try to keep your natural curves of your spine, right? No tensing. Roll the shoulders back. Pull those ribs in. Neck long. Little kickbacks. Good. And now I'm going to swing it through. Nothing's going to change in this bottom leg, though. So I don't want you starting to shift. Can you keep the rest of your body stable as you swing the leg through and back? Good. Nice support with those arms, shoulders, back. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now I want you to keep that leg back there. The bottom leg is going to go down a little bit and then up a little bit, like little pulses. It's not full range, but you'll feel it, right? Everything else is stable. Good. You got 4 more here. 4. Keep those knees lined with the middle toes. 3, 2, 1. We're going to swing the leg through. We're going to hold it here. Think about pubic bone forward, arch of that bottom leg up, squeeze that inner thigh, lengthen, and let go. Hello. Let's do some genie arms here. Hold it. 4, 3. Try not to hike up the hip of that right side. And then we're going to take it with a hip hinge back. Lift one leg up. Hip hinge back. Come up. Woo! If you lose your balance, just reset and come back and join us. It's okay to lose your balance. Don't judge yourself, okay? We're trying to challenge that balance. So if you're getting wobbly, it means you're challenging yourself. Good. 4 more. 4. Hip hinge. What's your spine doing? 2 more. Woo. 1 more. Beautiful job. Good. Stand up. Grab your chair, and then we're going to walk out in half. And I want you to try to find a place on your chair that you can hold it so you can really just hip hinge at your hips. Okay, so roll your shoulders back. You want to angle your elbows slightly downward, and then soften your knees. Okay, so before I was talking about that pelvis settling in between your inner thighs. So let's walk the legs out a little bit here. And then feel the sensation of that pelvis resting in between your inner thighs. Now, nothing is changing in my spine. I'm not flexing, okay? We want to keep length. So, find the length. We also don't want to sway that back where we lose our ribs. So, pull the ribs in. I'm trying to almost send my butt bones back behind me. Good. And then hold right there. Really lengthen. Shoulders roll back. And then from this, I want you to try to straighten your legs and not change anything in your back. If you find your hamstrings are really tight and you start curving that back, I'd rather your knees be slightly bent, okay? I'd rather the spine keep its natural curves. So let's just do little bending and straightening. And again, you're only straightening to where you can maintain the natural curves. We got 4 more. Good. And 3, keep lengthening the neck, rolling the shoulders back, pulling the ribs in. 1 more. Good. Now feel this and just try to lean over a little bit more without changing the shape of yourself. Oh, yeah. Now bend your knees here. So now we have a deep dive, hip hinge back. Good. And then just come up a little bit and tuck into a little cat, and then we're going to go back out, maybe do a little extension here, yeah, and we'll tuck, we'll go back, open the chest, good job, 1 more, tuck, and open, come to center. Now I want to see how you feel as we just lower our body, so don't lower yet, so I want you to push your hips back, right? Get that hip hinge. We want to support ourselves. So lengthen out of that low back. Lengthen and then allow your body to flex over because you're lengthening a lot. Oh, and it should feel like a release down here. Good. And just let it go. Deep breathing into your back, into your sides. And if you're not comfortable going all the way down, you can just rest on sort of your thighs in that flexion. Really just listen to your own body. You are the best teacher of your body, okay? I'm just giving you some guidelines. And then we're gonna roll up. So we have this length, start to engage the hamstrings, push the tail down. My belly is supporting me as I stack up the spine, finding that neutral pelvis, rolling up, roll the shoulders back a few times. Good. Excellent. And then just sort of shake it out. And I want you to turn a little bit. Let's get some side hip work in. Okay, so I want to turn this leg out slightly that's closest to the chair. The other leg is going to reach. And I'm just going to tap the legs up. All right, so we're just getting some movement, and then you can pull that leg into you. Pull and reach. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to hold it lifted, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to push your pubic bone slightly forward. What's happening in your spine? It is not going to change its shape. Meaning, I don't want you coming forward. I don't want you arching back. Really try to keep that length as you take your body over. And this is why I have the turn out. If you need to turn it out a little bit more for your hip to have a place, you can go right there. Now, notice, did your spine start to settle backwards? So I want you to try to keep your pubic bone almost forward. And then tilt and get those hips aligned with one another. You want to stretch your spine long. You want to roll those shoulders back and then little lifts up of this leg. Good. 8, 7. Really reach it long, spine and leg. The pelvis is the center and the pubic bone goes forward. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, good. 1, hold it right here. Now bend your knee and press that thigh behind you. Try not to let the pelvis go with you. Squeeze your buns here and little presses back. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5. I like to put my hand on there, make sure it's working. 3, 2, 1. Stretch the leg long. We're going to come on up. Now, if your chair is unstable, I don't want you to do this on the chair. Do it more on the wall. But we're going to try to get some pushing work done. So we want to find a push-up position, roll the shoulders back, and again, if it's not a stable surface, don't do it on something that's going to slide, okay? I want you to squeeze your heels together all the way into the inner thighs. So heels all the way through the inner thighs are squeezing. My pubic bone slightly goes forward, my ribs pull in, my shoulders back. So I'm pitched forward like we were on the chair. My spine should be neutral. So reach the ribs off the pelvis. Roll the shoulders back. Get length in the neck. And we're just holding this plank here. And then what I want you to do is just bend your knees or your elbows slightly. Nothing in your spine should shift. And then we push up. So only lower as low as you can maintain those natural curves of your spine. Sometimes if we go too low, things start to shift, right? I want the length. I want the stability and the strength. Inhale, exhale. My elbows are angling back towards my ribs. 3, my shoulders are rolled down, my ribs are pulled in. 2, 1, settle those heels down. Give it a little stretch back. If you feel okay going all the way to the floor, and we're going to roll it all the way up. All right, so now we're going to do the other side. I'm just going to shift my chair so you can see me, but we have that other side of the sides. So you're going to turn your sporting leg out, other leg up. We lift and pull in. Good. Just out and squeeze. You're going to roll those shoulders back. Good. Beautiful. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, you're going to hold it up on 1. We're going to start to tilt. And again, we're tilting without changing the shape of our spine. Reach the leg long, the spine long, and little lifts. Really, I always pay attention to what my pelvis is doing. If it starts to angle back, I know something's arching in my back. So I want to almost feel like my pubic bone is pressing forward. And that forward sensation will start to get that low abs involved. 3, 2, 1, reset. I might need to turn out a little, get my pelvis settled more. Good. Play with everything. And then push your thigh back without arching the back. Did your seat grip? Hold that seat and little taps back. So as I'm tapping my thighs back, my pubic bone is still slightly forward. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch that leg long. We're gonna come back down, little turn out of the feet and right into that sumo squat we did in the beginning, and then we press up. So before we were doing it on the chair, now let's see if you can find it without the chair. Knees lining up with the middle toes. My pelvis just settles back into my thighs, right? It just settles back, but my spine doesn't change. Good, it should feel good. 3, we got 2 more. 2, and 1. Good, excellent. Now turn it back to a parallel war position as we press it down. You might have to do a little turnout. Hands on thighs, knees wide, and just give me a little cat, a little cow. Come to center, and then we'll look over one shoulder, and then over the other shoulder, and then scoop and roll it on up. Good. Now I'm going to turn to you. Don't move. So my legs are wide, right? Now I'm just going to turn toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in, feet together, or however long it took you to do it. So now let's reverse it. We open. It's coming from the hip. Other way. All from the hip. Open. Heel. Toe. Then we bring it in. Toe. Heel. Toe. Heel. Until you come together. And then let's go heels out first. Good. Just right from the hip. And then I'm going to do one more set. Good. Good. Actually, let's just come in. I want to come together. So come to about parallel position. All right. And I have my chair right here. So if you're not near your chair, walk towards it. And let's just give a little side bend. So I'm going to anchor both my feet. I'm going to take my arm out to the side, turn that palm up. And then I'm just stretching my body up and over. My arm's not moving. So push your ribs over to the opposite wall. Can you feel that? Your ribs are opening that side bend. You're stretching your spine long. If you want to lift your arm just a little bit more, you can. But if that's tough on the shoulders, don't do it. And then we come back up. Okay, 2 more like that. Inhale, open the ribs. Open that side of your body. Oh, yeah. One more time. Take it over. Now we're going to stay over here. You ready? Just rotate. Oh, it feels delicious. And then we come back up. And then we switch it. Okay? Again, I'm going to move my chair so you can see me, but just turn the other way. All right, so again, my feet are parallel, like there's a third foot right in the middle of my feet. Okay? Arm out, turn the palm up, inhale over. And up. Good, you got 2 more. Push your ribs to that side. Do you feel that? The inhale does it and the press over does it as my spine stays long. Now I'm going to stay right here. Maybe lift my arm a little bit more if that feels good, and then just rotate. Good. We come back up. Excellent job. Have a seat onto your chair. And just one more little roll down. So when you sit, how did you sit? Did you sit with alignment? I want you to do that from now on. Every time you sit, almost exaggerate it, because then your body will get used to lengthening that low back. All right, so we're on the edge of our seat. Okay, again, we want to make sure we don't go on the edge of our seat and sway our back. Pull those ribs in, roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. Now just take a little roll down, nod the chin to your chest, and then take your body down and let your body rest to wherever's comfortable resting, and we're just going to let it go here. And I want you to breathe into your whole back, lower, mid, upper back. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more just to make sure our breath isn't restricted. Make sure it's flowing. And then on your exhale, stack it up through the spine. All the way up, roll those shoulders back a few times. And there you go. Well, good job. Nice work. I hope you feel good. I hope you feel like you worked all those little muscles that help you with your balance and some deep strength where those muscles that are attached to the bones, those are the ones I was trying to get to. So hopefully you feel like I got to them and you feel dynamite and energized. So thank you so much for joining. Be sure to comment here and let me know you're here and let me know if you have any questions because I'm always here to answer questions. All right. So thank you and I will see you in the next workout. Take care.